Hey guys, so doing something a little special today. I'm over at my mom's place and I'm going to give you a tour of her plant collection. So we both enjoy collecting plants. My mom has always been into like outside garden plants and stuff. And before the pandemic, she started getting into houseplants around the same time I did. So now we both collect. We have a lot of the same ones, but she has a few that I don't have. We like to share propagations and stuff. And she likes to always experiment with propagating and different ways of growing her plants. So you may see a few things that are different from the way I do them, but her plants always look amazing. So I'll take you through some of her growing spaces. She probably doesn't want to be on camera. Her favorite ones, a lot of anthurium she keeps in a greenhouse cabinet, kind of like how I do. So she has it set up with, they're actually these under counter lights. These lights, they don't put out a lot of light, but they are bright enough that they're good for the anthuriums and they don't get too hot, which is good. So they can be close to the leaves without burning them. And she has most of them like I do. This was actually her idea first. She just has like an outdoor plant trellis that she chopped the bottom off and painted white, and then she just put hooks on the pots. This one I believe is Anthurium luxurians. This is one that we imported. This is focus gladiolum. This one has really long pendant leaves, and I believe it is getting a new leaf as well. Her Vitarifolium is doing good. She had a lot of plants in here that had thrips for a while, but now they're all starting to make a really good comeback. This one is Paludarium. So hers is, I gave her a piece of mine, and now hers is doing way better than mine is. She has an Anthurium veitchii. It's looking really healthy. This one up here is actually a veitchii narrow, and this one is interesting because the leaves always come in really red and chocolatey compared to the normal veitchii leaves, which is, I think, really interesting. Her queen anthurium, I believe I bought this one for her. It was back when they were like super expensive and hard to get. Not that they're, they haven't come down a lot in price, but this one was when they weren't really available and not a lot of people were importing them. And this one has been through a lot, and that newer leaf is just looking absolutely stunning. She has a Jose Buono that I gave her a cutting of, and now it's starting to grow like crazy. Monstera obliqua. This grew again from just a cutting of my plant, and now it's finally starting to get some nice fenestrations. Looks really good. Which is this one? This is an Anthurium waterburyanum hybrid. Just getting a new leaf. That one has really like nice mute. It's like understated, but really dark and nice foliage. We both really like that one. This is not an Anthurium. This one is Hoya multiflora variegated. These grew from just like a few cuttings, and it's honestly just like exploded with growth. It's grown so fast. It has a peduncle. I don't think this one has flowered yet, but that will be exciting if it does flower for the first time. This is Philodendron patriciae, I think. That is a new leaf after getting a chop, almost as big as the old ones, which is awesome. This is a Monstera albo. This one has been through a lot because of bugs and treatment, but the variegation, so her albo, she got one first, and then mine is a propagation from hers, and the genetics on it have always been really, really good and balanced. So it's nice to see that this one is still doing well. She might have more propagations of this one actually, but this is kind of the original one. Monstera Thai constellation, also looking nice. This is an Anthurium regale. We have imported so many Anthurium regales or regales. This one is still alive, fortunately, but it's, you know, it's doing okay. Of all the ones we imported, mine have all died, so I don't know how she manages to keep them alive and looking as good as they are. Down here is Philodendron spiritus sancti, looking really, really good. He's kind of in his own cube to protect him from getting any bugs. I just love how like long and skinny that leaf is. Hers is like when we got them, we both had one that are similar in size, and now hers I think is actually bigger than mine. In there is a Anthurium waterburyanum, I think, that is just quarantining. This is some sort of philodendron. That's the Passasanum silver nieve. Size of that new leaf is pretty good, actually. These guys are really pretty easy, as philodendrons tend to be, so that's awesome. He'll probably grow out of the cabinet soon. I think that's all the hanging ones. This one is, I think it's, I don't know, I'll have to figure out the idea of that one, but it is also very nice if you like the Queen Anthurium look. Up at the, she just has a narrow top shelf, so this is another Weraquianum, probably one that we imported. Oh, it's got a few sprouts in the pot, that's cool. That one has interesting ears on it. It's cool how they all end up being a little bit different. She has a few Hoyas back there that I don't really want to pull out. Some of these she has multiple of elsewhere. Another little Veitchii. This is one that I know she really, really loves. This is a Hoya incrustata moonshadow, which aren't too hard to get these days, but the mottled foliage on this, like look at that leaf. It looks really stunning. And she has them in these homemade self-watering pots, which look really, really sleek, and they fit these clear square pots just perfectly. Just over by the doorway, she always comes up with cool ways to display her plants, and she does have access to my dad's welding stuff, so he helps her out with making some of these cool designs. Like this is just a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which is just a easy to find plant, but the way that she has it displayed on this like tree, it's almost like a sculpture. It looks really good. She has the same for some of her Hoyas. She put together this metal leaf stand, and it gets some sun through the door. She's really made good use of this space. It's just a small space by the entryway, but the plants get enough light through the door that they do really, really well. And it's a nice, more like artistic way to display them than just having them on a shelf or something. This one I think she maybe repurposed from something she found at like the thrift store or whatever. Just here in the kitchen window, she has a few like really beautiful Hoyas. This one is one of my favorites. So this one is, what is it actually? Pachiclata? Used to be Pachiclata, I think, but it might be reclassified. But look how thick the leaves are and how healthy and large it is. And then it's got like 2 different spots where it's going to get blooms on it. And the flowers on this one are just beautiful. Like even though it's green, it's not variegated or anything, this one is just like one of the best. This one is Hoya multiflora. You can see how big it is. Like these grow more as like a bush versus your typical Hoya, which is vining. So they get like a really woody stem on them. This one has bloomed so many times. It's usually like in bloom when I come over. And the leaves just look so healthy and good. Even though, again, not variegated or anything, but still just a gorgeous plant. And then this one is a Hoya publicalis, which is just a common Hoya, but she happened to find one at the store that had super silvery leaves, and so she's just been like chopping it to try and promote that silver, and it's grown, and most of the leaves do have a good amount of splash on them, which is just very cool. Even though it's a simple Hoya, it looks beautiful. You can see the splash coming in on that new leaf there. So all the windows, of course, have plants in front of them as well. This is a beautiful bird of paradise plant that's getting a massive new leaf. If I stand back, it's doing really good. There's a few that get, I think, tucked back in here and maybe a little bit forgotten about, but they're alive. Piper crocatum, I definitely either killed mine or sold it because I found it annoying. This is Philodendron verrucosum, one that she may have given me a small plant of, and I may have killed it because it's too difficult for me, but it's doing really, really well. And you can tell how fuzzy the petioles are. Definitely a cool plant. I love the way that it looks, but I just think it's probably too difficult for me. Monstera esqueleto. Hers is a offshoot of mine, but she has propagated it a whole bunch and planted a whole bunch of cuttings together, so they're growing nice and full in the pot. And she's been experimenting making her own moss poles. So the plants are, I mean, they love to climb, right? So they seem to really be appreciating those. This is, I think, just either a normal Anthurium crystallinum or, yeah, that's a normal Anthurium crystallinum. There is Anthurium forgetii. Some of the Anthuriums are a little, you can tell they're a little bit unhappy that it's winter, but they're okay. That one has beautiful color to the foliage and it is getting a flower. Yeah, that one actually has sap, so that would be ready to pollinate if there's anyone else who has pollen, which is kind of cool. She has a little plant hanger with some Philodendron bilietiae. These ones I think are pretty much like weeds. I think she has several here. She always says they just grow no matter what she does, and she just keeps chopping them, so there are like so many. These guys probably like never get watered ever and they're still alive. A couple African violets, which are pretty. They look nice with the variegated leaves. That's one plant I don't really have any of, but I should probably not start collecting another plant genus because, you know, it never stops. This one was imported. That is a ovatifolium. This one is just like super hardy. I think it has honestly looked exactly the same since the day we imported it. I don't think that one has given like any problems at all, right? Okay, it has a couple new leaves, but it never like, I don't think a single leaf went crispy or anything on it. That one is kind of cool. This is a Epipremnum pinnatum white variegated. Now, this one needs some water. But funny because I had one of these plants and it never ever grew, so I gave the plant to my mom. I gave her a cutting and hers just exploded with growth. So then we traded and I gave her mine that was not growing. So this is the one that I gave her that was not growing at all. I took her big lush plant back. And now hers is big and lush and mine is chopped down because it had thrips. So whatever she does to these guys, they grow. I think she's just been wrapping it around the pole instead of like growing it upwards, but now they're starting to grow up and they'll probably start getting fenestrations now that they're actually growing upwards. But she propped it a bunch of times to get that nice full pot. Has a Alocasia macrorrhiza. This is from a baby that I gave her. Well, I've given her several, but this is one of the babies that survived and the variegation on it is really nice. Syngonium batique. What's this one? That is of course all the plants like to face the window. That one is Syngonium albo, which has just beautiful variegation. I think we swapped Syngonium albos at one point too, because mine wasn't doing anything. And then now, of course, I bring it here and it's growing like crazy. This is a philodendron white princess. It has just a little bit of pink on this leaf, which you get occasionally. Unfortunately, it got damaged, but the variegation on it is beautiful. I know she's really proud of that one. She has a really nice pink princess too. I think this is just was just bought as like a cheap one when they started coming out in tissue culture, but the leaves have been pretty consistent in producing nice variegation. They're a little deformed, but it's not because of pests. We've checked like multiple times, so it seems just to be a humidity problem or something, but the variegation is really, really nice on that one. There's a little ring of fire back here. That is also a plant that has grown out from a propagation from one of my mother plants. It's doing pretty good. Again, a really easy philodendron. This is another one that I know she really has been liking lately. This is a Adansonii, but this is the Indonesian marble. And you can see how different the leaves are. See how skinny they are? And hers is actually quite variegated. Sometimes I see them and they don't have as much variegation and then they're not as nice, but this one actually has like a lot of variegation on it. You can see how weird and deformed the leaves are? And see how big they are? You like the skinny deformed leaves? Oh yeah, see? Nice. See? Leaves are actually very, very heavily variegated compared to some of them that you see. Although the new leaf is not as skinny as the other ones. They grow fast. That's the great thing about the Monstera Adansonii, they just grow like crazy. My mom also has a very large Monstera Thai constellation. I don't think I can get that one fully in the frame, but it is doing pretty well. They are planning on moving to a bigger space eventually where he will be able to get a bit more light and space like he deserves, but he's doing really good. The variegation on this one is just beautiful. Can't go wrong with a Thai constellation. That's the McDowell. Yeah, that's what I thought. With a long pot to crawl in. This one we propagated, I think, and it's just starting to get some big leaves on it again. Very glossy and nice and easy. Over here, she has some orchids. I think these are all Phalaenopsis orchids. I think some are from the grocery store. This one is beautiful because it's pretty much all white. I don't know the names of any of these ones, but she does very well with orchids, better than I do. There's usually something blooming. She has some Cattleya orchids as well, but I don't think any of those are blooming right now. Yeah, that one's very pretty. This one I think was a purple, had like a purple bloom on it, but it is not flowering. And that one has a nice mottled foliage. I feel like this one was actually in like a orchid display or something. Is that true? Did you get it? Was that the one that was at Costco or whatever?
That one came from Vermeer's.
Oh, okay. So that one's actually from Vermeer's. Gotcha. Now, Mom has a little craft room / office that doesn't have a lot of space in it, but she makes use of the shelves that she has. This is a shelf that I think we got from my grandma. It was just in her place, and it had salt shakers or something on it before, and she has fitted it with more of these under-counter lights that were in the IKEA greenhouse. These lights are from Costco. They don't produce a lot of heat, so the Hoyas can be right up next to them. And the Hoyas do really seem to love it. In this spot in particular, I don't think they really get any natural light. So it's a good example of how you don't have to use stuff labeled grow lights to be able to grow plants. They seem pretty happy here. This is a Hoya polyneura, just the standard variety. Some Huschkelianas that are growing out. These ones are looking a little bit sad. I think that's just a lacunosa. This is a Pachysclata, but that's the new moon. That's the one that has the outer variegation. She also had propagated this one and gave me a cutting or a plant recently because mine died. That's the good thing about us sharing Hoyas, is that if mine dies, she can always usually we don't both lose our cuttings at the same time, so we can usually give them back to each other if they die. Rotundiflora. This one is Maniparensis, I think. That one's actually doing pretty good. Now I'm remembering that I killed mine. This is Canya Kumariana, something like that. Caudata, that's one that I gave her. I think it's doing okay, actually. I feel like I've killed this one or rotted the roots many, many times. Lacunosa, this one might be the speckled one. And I believe back here that's Fuensis. There's a new leaf on the Fuensis. We have Hoya elliptica. Now this one is very different, the way it grows versus mine. The leaves on this one stay fatter and rounder, which is interesting. I did also, I think, pull that one out, you can see how big it is. I think her plant stories had mentioned how Hoyas tend to grow bigger but thinner leaves if they get a little bit less light. And I think that is why some of these leaves, like that are farther away, you can tell that they're big, but this one is like really thin. It's just interesting how they look sometimes very different from how my plants grow, just because it's like a different light situation. This one is Hoya Silver Dollar, which is doing really good. So there's a cutting that I gave her, and it's got a few new leaves since then. This is a Callistophila, I believe. Look at the size of the new leaf. The one leaf is just like way bigger than the other ones. What is this one? Rincei Borneo? Oh, that one's not doing so good, actually. Just too bad, because mine... Oh, I think the leaf is firm. It should be okay. But mine died. I think that's a tricky Hoya. Uh-oh, I think this one's actually growing up through the light, so I'm not going to be able to get that one out. But this one is Regida Longleaf, I believe. It's kind of getting too big for this spot. This is Parvifolia Splash. Hers looks better than mine does, I think. And again, hers just grew out from a small cutting that we shared. Hoya Nova Ghost, growing well. This one, I can't even believe how big these leaves are. They're bigger than my plant by a long shot. I don't think mine is even doing that good. But that one is Balanensis, I think. That one is just doing amazing. Hoya Nervosa Joko. I think she just chopped it because it wasn't giving very splashy leaves, but it's already got some new growth coming. This one I think is Yves Rocheri, something like that. Or Scorchatini. Yeah, that's the Scorchatini. Or Scortacini. This one might be the Latifolia Sarawak. I think that's a Sarawak. I think it's got a little bit burned by something, but it is doing okay. This is a Hoya obovata, which is an interesting one because it did not have any splashy leaves, and then it just put out this leaf with like half splash. So hopefully it keeps going like that, because that's really nice. I don't have like an obovata splash. I just have the regular one. So we're both hoping that that keeps going. This is Hoya Wilbur Graves. This is a cutting from my mother plant. Not all the leaves are super splashy, which is too bad. So knowing her, she'll probably chop that one up at some point to try and get some more splashiness. What's this one? Loei Province, I think. Mine kind of died for a while, but that one has some new leaves and it's doing really good. Oh, this wrinkly one, I think this is David Kamingii. Okay, some of the leaves are okay. I might just have a branch in there that is dying off or something. It happens occasionally. That one in the back, I believe, is Sulawesiana. Hers grew out from just a small cutting, so it's nice that it is doing well. If I pull it out, kind of dangerous. There we go. That looks better. That one has actually grown a lot. This one, I believe, is Mindorensis, which gets really red leaves, but it's not getting sun stressed. It probably, if it was outside, it would get really, really red. But it's just doing amazing compared to mine is still only like 2 or 3 leaves, I think. So there's got to be something up with mine. Now my mom came and she was like, you know, these baskets actually pull out, which is how she waters them. So That makes it a lot easier. This amazing Hoya is just a normal crassy petiolata, but look at the size of those leaves. That's just stunning. I ended up, I think, selling mine because I have the crassy petiolata splash, so I don't think that I need to, but hers is just looking amazing. That's a beautiful Hoya, and it grows super fast too, so I would actually really recommend that that one is like a, I don't know, beginner fancy Hoya, if you will. This is a Hoya obovata splash that she just got. That's actually, she purchased as a obovata splash. That has come in really nice. I'm liking that one. This is a new one too. This is a Hoya lacunosa, variegated, inner variegated. That's one that I don't have, so hopefully that one grows quickly and gets big enough to share. This one is another new one, a Griffithii splash, which is just beautiful. I think that's another one that I've been wanting. We usually have similar taste in Hoyas. This is Hoya Michelle, one that's not very splashy. I think I gave this one to her because hers was not doing as well. They are very tricky. And that is a gray ghost as opposed to the Nova ghost. So that's another new one that I do not have, but it's very nice. That one I don't think I can pull down, but that is a Hoya Bella inner variegated that's just going kind of crazy. My mom can grow Hoya Bellas so well, and they always just die for me, and I don't know why. You can tell some of the branches haven't made it, like some of them are dying off. Like that one is a goner, but the majority of them are nice and healthy. And this is I'm gonna try and pull that one out. Look how beautiful this Hoya australis lisa is. Look at those leaves. They are massive and glossy and healthy. They really do love those under the counter lights. Look at that, that's just beautiful. And she has this one, I think, in a homemade self-watering pot. We both switched to self-watering for our Hoyas recently, and hers are doing just awesome ever since. I'll never get tired of that Hoya. So I think that's it for the ones that are on this little shelf. A lot of Hoyas in a small space, that's for sure. I'll just do a small peek. She has some more Cattleya orchids and stuff just kind of on some shelves in her office as well. These ones normally live outside in a greenhouse over the summer, and they're kind of just overwintering here. It's just a makeshift setup, but you do what you gotta do. And more plants in prop boxes up here. Basically, there's just plants crammed in anywhere they can be. Another really beautiful display that my mom has, I think these are candle holders that she got at a thrift store or something, and she found that they fit these pots perfectly. So she has her little Hoyas. I think these are mostly duplicates of what she has elsewhere, and some have struggled before she switched to doing like self-watering. This is Lithoptica or Lithophytica that has flowered in this spot before, so they do like it. It's just a really nice way to be making the most of the light in here. I think that's Sigillatus, just a Crimson Queen, more Rotundiflora, another Crimson Queen. The Lithophytica is actually growing all the way up here. Yeah, just a really nice way of, again, using up just some extra space. My mom also recently set up like a vivarium, or I guess technically it's a paludarium because she's got water in the bottom. I think she used to have shrimp in here and is planning on getting some more. And then all the walls and stuff are planted. A Calathea yellow fusion that's obviously loving the humidity. Little air plant, a little ficus species that I gave to her from my vivarium that's doing really well. Her Burl Marks Fantasy is just gorgeous. The leaves are sizing up really well. And they're so thick and have a beautiful dark blue tone. That's actually one of my favorites. Mine has never done well. She's given me some cuttings and I can't keep them alive, but Hers is just doing amazing. She has a blue oil fern in here as well. It seems to be doing really good. This grew out from the tiniest little leaf. I wasn't sure if it was actually viable, but it has grown for her and done really, really well. Vanilla orchid. Forget the name of this begonia species. I'll have to look it up, but it has like kind of red hairs. It's very pretty, doing very well in here. And again, for lights, she's just using those under-counter lights from Costco, and everyone seems to be loving it. Little oblique propagation. Jewel orchids. Looks really, really nice. I love the way that she did it kind of with the corner. She just took cork pieces and glued them on I believe a foam background, and it looks awesome. And it's just only gonna look better as it grows in some more. So Mom has in her bedroom basically a makeshift or homemade greenhouse. So she has some reflective cloth. It's like, would be for like a dress or something, but it's reflective. So it does an awesome job keeping the light and the heat in, since this is in the basement. So it's with the grow lights and everything, the grow lights pump out a whole bunch of heat, and then they keep the plants like nice and warm. And then she has everyone in totes to keep the humidity up. Now, what's the best way to actually like pull them out so that you can see them? I think the ones in here are a lot of the imports, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a Bessier Af, I'm pretty sure. Is that the, uh-oh, they're a little bit stacked. That's the new leaf on the Bessier Af, I believe. This one is Paludarium. Now this one looked absolutely horrible when it was imported. Like, I am shocked that this guy is alive and is actually doing like really well. This thing was like a paper, like tissue paper crumpled up when it came in. It was that bad. That one's doing awesome. And I think they're known for being really bad to import too. So I'm very impressed by that one. That is some stump that looks like it's dead. Don't know what that is. We'll move on. I think this is Esmeraldense Narrow. Wow, that's looking really good. With the bins and the humidity, look at those aerial roots. Look at that. That is just crazy. And all the plants that you'll see are like that. They just go absolutely crazy in these bins. And I don't think there's ever a problem with the humidity being too high, because they get so much light and heat that it's not a problem. Oh, look at that leaf. That must be a new one, eh? That one is just stunning. Wow, that's like so big. I cannot even believe that that one has done so well. What's this one? That is some random one that we imported. Oh, that's a regulosum.
It's supposed to be. I don't know.
It's something.
I don't know what that one is.
Oh, that one has never looked like a regulosum, so that's Anthurium something.
This is the best.
Oh yeah, there's good ones in here. Oh, this one is awesome. Oh, look how beautiful that is. That is Philodendron Columbia, I believe. Look at the texture and look how glossy the leaves are. Look at the roots. Oh, wow. Okay,
And he's also,
you can see it at the back. Look at the roots in the back of the pole, and then they are growing up out of the top of the pole. It's just complete insanity. Again, it's just the humidity of the bin. Then you get these crazy aerial roots. And that's the newest leaf right there. Wow, that looks like really, really good on camera.
in person too.
It looks good in person, but like it looks really good. Sometimes they don't come off like quite as good as they are, but this one with all the texture, oh, it just looks amazing. That one does not really fit in the bin anymore.
Yes, it does. You'll see. It does.
This one is a gloriosum. This one might have been one that we imported a long time ago. Oh, it's just a propagation of a different one. Some Hoyas in here too in the same conditions. I think this is Hoya vitellina. Beautiful big leaves, just kind of going crazy. Again, look at the roots. These ones can just like barely be contained. It's honestly kind of funny. Melanochrysum propagation from, I think, one of my big, yeah, so I got one with really big leaves and then My mom chopped it up and is trying to get more
Well, it was this long.
sizable leaves. There, that's one of the original leaves that is yellowing. But it's got like tons of growth points now because it got all chopped up, right? So it's gonna do awesome in the humidity.
See? See, it fits. Told you.
If you say so. It's like a puzzle. They only fit in a certain way. It's like Tetris. You were always good at Tetris.
Yeah. And you did see they were in here.
It's funny. That's the problem. He's top heavy too, right? So then he also flops over. Okay, there you go. There you go. It's too good.
I told you it fits.
This guy's looking awesome. Is that the Majestic?
Yes.
Wow. The leaves have like sized up like crazy. Are these are mostly propagations in
Yes.
here, right?
But
This
look at-
silver lady looks really good growing up the pole. I really like that one.
This
Another
guy,
melanochrysum.
His pole isn't long enough, so he's just going to share the other pole.
Oh, that's not his. Oh, he's just gone over and found himself his own pole. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, too good. That's awesome. This is Brandianum or something?
Yeah, they're
Oh, those ones are just growing up the side too.
Yeah,
Those ones would be good in your
I think so. I'm
in
gonna-
your tank, I think. Oh yeah, that one would look really good in there too. Cause you can tell it's kind of like almost shingling, like not quite, but it has that same kind of look to it. Which one do you want to do next?
These were all in quarantine.
The flat mites are awful. That is the Finlaysonii big leaf, right?
Yep.
That is a new leaf, so they're doing okay.
Yep.
Rang Sand Splash. I think that one's Obscura.
Yep.
That one's, what's that one called again? It's like Comingiana or something.
Oh, Comingiana, yeah.
Oh, what? Optimistic?
Oh,
No, that's not optimistic. What? It's got a variegated leaf in there?
yeah, it's got a little stem that's variegated.
Oh. Oh, well, you should definitely keep growing out that variegated piece because I feel like these actually go for like a lot of money. The variegated ones.
That's just sport.
It's so crazy. Well, I hope it keeps it up because that's like really cool. I mean, that's how all of them end up coming on the market, right? It's just someone's ended up doing something random. Pot of Gold. Yeah, that one's doing good. This one is a little crispy, but we won't talk about him.
Yeah, we did
It happens.
You gotta let it go.
Whatever. Again, it's like the Callistophila. These guys are the worst, honestly. Like, I'm so done with them. Ooh, okay, I like this one. Which one is this one again? Is this one just have a number? Oh, Goldeneye. Look at the size of those leaves. That one's got beautiful veins. Hasn't gotten... Oh, it does have a new leaf. Oh, it's way over here.
Oh, Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer. That one's Jennifer. Look.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
this is connected to him.
I don't
That's connected.
I don't take them out.
That's actually hilarious. Like, it's grown basically all along the bottom, and then you should probably chop him because that's a long way without a leaf anyways. I'm sure you don't want... No, the stem is over here. Chop it down there. There.
Done.
Look at that.
Nice.
That's crazy.
He was. And then he
He
just-
not variegated, and then
lost-
he...
Then he lost it.
And then he came back with variegation. Nice. That's cool. Oh, and that's like a new growth point out of that node and everything. Huh. Cool. Which one is that one? Oh, Fusco marginata. Okay. That one, I guess, is called that because it gets the black margins on it.
It's the new,
Oh, he has some fresh growth. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, the big leaf ones always take a while. This is the Goldeneye. That's the Goldeneye, right?
Yep.
And that one has gotten a new leaf. Awesome. Clarinervium. Not much to say except that it's just living its life. Oh, this is a white princess too? Okay, this is an ugly white princess. I'm pretty sure this one is just being like not watered on purpose so that it dies. What's this one? Archboldiana or something like that? Oh, McGilvery. Okay. Yeah, that one gets really nice big leaves and flowers if it ever flowers one day. Every bin is just like a surprise.
Well, this one's a bit unruly. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, as opposed to the other ones which are completely not unruly.
Taken. Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. Look at this root. Look at it. Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
You don't even know.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Okay, it's all the way over here. And then there's more from some other plants at the bottom. That is just hilarious. Okay, what is that even connected to? That's a McDowell propagation?
Yep.
Okay, nice. That new leaf is unfurling and it doesn't have anywhere to go because the lid is like on top of it.
But it's so
You could probably move it out into the main space, but oh, it's too good. And then this is a root on vanilla. This is a vanilla planifolia variegated. This is like so beautiful. This is the most beautiful vanilla one that I've ever seen. This one is just crazy. Look at that. And look at the size of that leaf. Usually they're only like that big. They're just teeny tiny. Oh, that one is just doing awesome. Look at the roots. They look like udon noodles. Okay, and then there are a bunch of skeleto propagations. They're looking kind of chlorotic and or just burned by the light, but they're fine. Like,
I think
there's
the
so
only
many
ones that seem to need more fertilizer than the random that everybody gets.
That's true. These guys need like a lot, I think. What's this one?
Same.
Is that actually? Oh,
They're just,
that's a skeleton too.
they're
Okay.
just littler.
I guess sometimes when they're just like from a piece of node or something, it takes them longer to mature. Crazy. The roots, look at them. They're all in the bottom. These are never coming out of this container. They're just gonna live here for the rest of their life. They're like coming out the sides of the orchid pots. That's just hilarious. Okay, that's just too funny. Ridiculous.
It's just a new
But
kind,
awesome.
a new kind of self-watering.
Yeah, they're obviously happy, so what can you say, right? I didn't realize the root situation was that bad in that one. Man. Okay, what's in this one? Ooh, this is UPI. UPI, looking really good. I think yours is probably now actually bigger than mine, which was the original. The cutting is now bigger than the mother plant. Typical. Not sure what that one is. It's dying.
Regalia.
Oh, of course it's a regalia and it looks like that.
What else?
Yeah, it makes sense. This is this must be the dark crystal because this one does actually look
A
darker
little-
than your
yeah,
average
when
one.
When they're side by side, yeah, a little tiny bit.
That one's really nice. That one has always done really good. This is a Forgetii. I believe I have Forgetii babies and this is the father plant. And this is another Gloriosum propagation. Just like weeds. Yeah, the Yopia is like really nice. These guys just need to get back outside, I think, so that they don't really have enough room. Like, I think this is probably a new leaf that has unfurled in here, and then it doesn't really have enough room, but it's fine, it's temporary. And the anthuriums, the leaves size up so quickly, right? It's like the next leaf can be 2 or 3 times bigger than the previous one, so like, what are you supposed to do? Ooh, okay. There's a lot of nice Hoyas in here. This is the Snow Queen that you have? This one is okay, but they get a lot splashier than that. Is this the same plant? Or is that a different plant?
You should see his pot.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it is the same plant. They are connected. Oh, wow. It's not splashy, but it's beautiful just for the size of it.
Look.
Tiny pot. Tiny pot. Massive plant. Oh, wow. That's hilarious. So funny. But those leaves are so big. Like, look at that. I mean, you can tell why. I think they're just called Blatifolia now, but you can tell because they're just like massive, right? That one's just insane. This is Nummuloides, right?
Yep.
I think I killed mine again, but
I got it.
this one is like a bonsai in the way it's growing, and it always blooms. That one seems to really actually like the humidity. Is that a Verrucosum import? Amazon Sunset. Oh wow, yours is actually doing like way better than mine. Nice.
Well.
Mine is alive, but it's like just a stick, so that's awesome that it survived. This guy, ooh, this is one leaf. This is the Macrophylla or whatever it is now. Outer variegated. Oh yeah, one of the branches went just kind of splashy, which is cool. You seem to get like a fair number of sports. I don't know if the heat ever like contributes to that. That one's like a really big leaf. It's beautiful. That one's probably Archibaldina. Wow, that is such a dark new leaf. It's beautiful. It's like almost purple. Oh, this is the Lois Andrewsiana,
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
This one is beautiful. Just a, Hoya Kentiana variegated, but with the sunstress, it's just like so nice. Healthy and just full. Love it.
there we go.
Nice. There you go. You can't even see the floor when you open the box. It's great. Ooh, more elliptica. And these ones, they still have like the nice round shape, which is interesting because it's definitely different from the one that I have. This is Natalie?
Yep.
Okay, because I can see what it's attached to. You just gave me a cutting of that one not that long ago, right?
Yep.
I don't think you're getting that one out.
Well, this guy.
It's him.
Anyway.
It's him. He's attached to all the vines have just vined
Oh, look.
together now.
Look.
Oh.
He's somebody else.
Oh.
But it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. They're friends.
It's fine. Just as long as you don't try and take them out,
Not right now.
then we're fine. We're good.
Not till later.
They can be detangled later, but the size of that leaf is just that's super impressive. That's a very interesting variegation or splash pattern. It almost looks like you dripped paint or something on it, but it's not. That's the parasitica, right? Heartleaf.
Yeah.
So there were some that were really splashy, and then that's out of the same node, right?
So
Is
that
not
guy's-
splashy, so you
that
should
guy's
almost chop it, right? Nice. Erythrina, that one is looking very nice with the sunstress. Mine is not like that. Meredithii, again, look at the size of the leaf. That's just crazy. Fitchii with some sunstress. Bretonnier Af, I think. I think this is Carnosa Freckles Splash. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is the Freckles Splash. Oh, the new leaves are not splashy though.
They just gotta get cut.
That's how you do it. This is the Kalina Splash, I think. Or Biacensis Splash. But that one is not splashy, so. It's like the old leaf you can see has a little bit of splash. But the new leaves don't have it, so. That one will also get chopped, I'm sure. Quinquenervia with the biggest leaf I've ever seen on a Quinquenervia. Crazy. Oh, and then so that's the Crassipediolata Splash that has a vine all the way over here, growing on the Natalie. Yeah, and he's got more.
This is him.
I'm pretty sure, okay, no, this one,
Oh,
that one is the Natalie, and the
this
tip
one
of,
comes on here.
the
Oh,
tip of it is there, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think it's just the ones at the
this is
top.
majority
Okay, so these are all the propagations.
Well,
And this is just a bin that goes like under the bed, right? Like
Yep.
for those narrow shelves. Wow, I don't even know where to start with this. This is crazy. Look at that. Okay, so this is Hoya finlaysonii, I think. The size of the leaf is just unbelievable though. Oh, your platycollis! They're just falling off now.
Yep. 2 weeks.
But look,
3 weeks.
those are just spectacular. It's the humidity though, right? Like,
Must be.
I think it really, because I have some Hoyas in my prop bin that are flowering, even though they have like no roots or whatever, but because of the humidity. They're just amazing. Those actually lasted for a really long time.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I just love that one. That's like one of my favorites. What's this one? AH074. You chopped this one, right? Because it wasn't splashy and now it's becoming more splashy again. Your Gunungatting has... Some of these are new leaves, I think, since last time I was here. Those look amazing. That's awesome. That's just a normal Weadia, I think. Some African violets that are doing okay. Oh, that's a Tonsomnii splash that I gave you, but it is not, it's alive.
Forever.
It's just not growing. That's Shepherdii, right?
Yep.
That one's just going, yeah, these are all Shepherdii. Look at that. Oh, this is another Michelle, but yeah, that one is not splashy. That's just a little Polynura broquette, I think, or silver that's growing out. That looks like Illigorium. I think that's what it is. Oh, I always get those two mixed up. Bencontensis. Yeah, they're pretty similar. That's the VL9, I think. Look at the aerial roots because of the humidity. It's so cool. Ooh, this is Canengiana, I think. Albo or outer variegated. The leaves are getting nice size on that one. It's looking awesome. Mini Bell Splash. Ooh, those leaves are actually like nice and splashy. Canengiana inner variegated. Growing from just a small cutting. That's Velosa. Yep. Again, crazy roots. Oh, this is an anthurium seedling, I believe. That is growing. Let me see if I can figure out. So that is a dark mama cross. It's just actually starting to get some nice leaves on it, which is very, very cool. This looks to be this looks to be Wilburgrave's China, but that one's not doing well. So I'm going to have to give Mom a new cutting of that one. And this is, I think, another Wilburgrave's China. Oh, this is the, what is it? I'm glad you actually label these, because I'm always like, okay, I'll remember. But then I don't. Okay, well, Manii round. That's what it is. It's actually doing really well. I think I got everyone in here, although it would be kind of easy to miss somebody. They're all doing really good. This is a prop box. Oh, look at the obliqua with the tiniest little fenestrations. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, some scalprum propagations. The problem with alocasias is they are going to outgrow this very, very quickly.
Oh, they're way past that already.
And this is a live moss bin. I gave Mom some of my live moss and it's been growing for her, which is awesome. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Oh, wow. It's just a mat. Okay. Nice. Well, the alocasias will do that, I guess.
It's a good thing they're friends.
Oh,
they're staying
wow.
together.
Yep. Again, you're never getting those apart, ever. It's a package deal. One more prop bin. Okay, so there's the Nerosa Jokel. That's the Matilde Splash. And this is just perlite in the bottom, I believe. Bella, that one's looking really good. That's another princess.
Yep.
That one has really nice variegation. That's the mint coin that I gave last week, I think. Lori Lynn. And that's Hoya Sunrise. Okay, nice. Oh, those are the Amazon sunsets. Yeah, perlite works really well as a propagation medium because it's so easy. It's a lot easier than the moss to like get off the roots later. That's Walleniana, I think. Variegated. Yeah, they're all looking really, really good. I think that's everyone, right? Oh, you found room for a whole nother bin. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is the last bin, but wow. There's like a lot going on in here. What's this one? Is that just a normal Manii?
So, yeah.
Because that looks just beautiful. I think it says Manii. Yeah. That one looks beautiful. This one, or Plumanii? That one's not majestic. Can't be.
Silver,
Oh, that's also a Manii. But look how different they look. These are both
yeah.
apparently Manii, but they're like very different. This one is probably also a Manii. How many do you have in here?
Well, I got some of the silver needs. Yeah,
That's also Manii. It's nice though. It's very nice. Look at the roots. Magnificum? Yeah, it is a Magnificum. Okay, that one's doing nice. It just really doesn't have enough room in here to like grow the big leaves. That's another Magnificum. So we imported some Magnificum seedlings like a long time ago from Equiflora or whatever, and they are doing pretty good actually. What's that one? Villanorum? Oh, he's getting a new leaf. Nice. That one has the weird like triangular petioles. They're very interesting. Oh, that's a little Monstera albo propagation. Thai constellation. Probably another Manii. No, this one doesn't have the petiole ruffles, so I think this one is actually, that one's the Silver Nieve. Yeah, so this one is different, even though it looks kind of the same as all the others. And then that's a Gloriosum propagation.
Yep.
This is what, like the fourth Gloriosum now? Something like that? They're good. I love them. It's fine.
Yes.
Is that also the Magnificum?
Yep.
I think it is because it has the square petioles. And this is also a Gloriosum with some other propagations stacked on top. You got to make use of the space, right? That's the key.
They all get a little bit of light now. Okay.
It's pretty much just like a forest floor, right? It
Well, isn't that what they
looks
do in
like
the
it.
wild?
Yeah, they have to compete. It's survival of the fittest.
Right,
That's
so
what it
I'm
is in
hoping they'll
here.
be hardy when I once ever get out of it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, I think that was the last bin.
These were tablecloth, table covers actually.
Oh, those ones were table covers?
Yeah, well, I found them after I had the fabric, and I just taped it on, and they're actually really reflective, so nothing hardly comes out of them.
I mean, the plants are obviously happy, so. No, that's awesome. All right, so that is it for this video. I'm sure my mom has a few more plants somewhere, but that's the majority of the ones that are looking really nice right now. It's always exciting when I can come over here and see the new leaves. We love just like talking about plants and comparing our experiments and stuff. So I hope that you enjoyed this tour. Sorry if it ended up being a little difficult to see some stuff. Obviously, it's not my normal setup, so I don't know it as well, like where to get the best angles, but I hope that you enjoyed. Anyways, thanks for putting up with any of the audio issues, and I will see you in the next video.